just might as well jump on into the last set, the last series of the day here between Numadon and LucifroN.
And there it is, our game number 1 in this set, best of 5 between LucifroN and Numadon. It's gonna be on Dry Arabia with the Golden Horde for LucifroN up against the Malians for Numadon.
Yeah, so we're seeing Mali back-to-back games now after not seeing him in, picked too often in the series, but Golden Horde will be the matchup on LucifroN's side. Not quite, still another new Civ playing up against Mali, so we'll see what LucifroN has planned, has in store against this on game number 1 here with Dry Arabia. And, I can't ever complain about starting the series off with Dry Arabia. It's just one that you get the map that people have practiced the most over time, over the history of AoE 4, so it's really where they should feel comfortable on both sides here.
I think overall this is a pretty fine matchup between the two. Golden Horde is like not a civilization that of course wants to go for the early aggression. Same thing for the Malians. So we'll see exactly how this one's going to be working out as we're jumping on right on in. We've got LucifroN in the color yellow playing as the Golden Horde here. On Dry Arabia, suppose Numadon in the color red, playing as the Malians. Nice spawn for him, Gold Vein, all the way to the back of his base.
Yeah, nice back Gold Vein. That is going to be a hard one to focus if you are LucifroN over there, but Golden Horde, they have other things going for themselves as well, so we'll see what he has in store. We'll see what he plans on in, what he decides to age up with, as most people choosing the, good old Khan and Tor goods, but there are some, the building carts is the other option that we've seen picked quite often as well.
Yeah, building carts has been making the rounds recently. Personally, I'm still more of a fan of the Torgut and Khan version at the moment, just because I feel like the carts just, they don't really save you all that much time. It's nice to also get a card in the later age-ups, but to be fair, it's like not that much value overall saved. But we'll see what LucifroN exactly is going to be opting in for. Numadon and Malians, I feel like that's also a pretty good fit when it comes to civilization and playstyle. LucifroN Golden Horde has to be said as well, though. Like, LucifroN is a connoisseur when it comes to the Knight and Cavalry play. Getting the Batu Khan and the Torgut there, definitely going to be a nice little just combination there for him as well.
Yeah, I mean, LucifroN is known to be one of those high micro players, loves the cav units, loves the mobility, so just like you said, Golden Horde definitely suits his style with the Khan and Tor goods age up here. And we'll see if that is what he decides. I would be shocked if he opts differently, but you never know. I will say LucifroN and Vortex both are known also for some timing attacks, and with building carts, you could try to, practice some specialized timings with some certain upgrades if you opt for Blacksmith or kind of whatever route you go for.
Numadon, no going for the age up, and is going to be the Khan and Torgut upgrade here for LucifroN. Monster Quarry going to be coming in for Numadon. No surprises there.
Yeah, and so we will see when and if this aggression will end up paying off from LucifroN. As with Mali, their economy is condensed at first, but they do want to always go out for that second pit mine. Might not be the easiest to secure a second pit mine against the Khan and Torgud's age up.
Yeah, second pit mine. I mean, typically, you got to think of it like this. Like, the age up is going to be coming in at a relatively delayed point in time where other civilization age up's going to be coming in, so 30-second late, then it's also going to take some time for the units to come in. If Numadon times it right and already has like the villager on the gold vein by the time the age up comes in, he should be able to get most of the pit mine and the houses up before a Khan or a Torgut comes out.
Yep, we will see if that is the route he takes. Looks like first dropping a mill onto the berries, so doesn't have the most wood banked up right now. We'll need a full drop-off of all of the villagers here, as well as, another half drop-off to be able to drop that pit mine and start dropping the houses on around it. And some players want to kind of focus on getting the first few cattle in as well. So there's really this kind of prioritization when it comes to Molly's early build orders.
There it is, Man's Quarry gets finished on up. Cannon target upgrade also coming on in. LucifroN, that's a pretty good timing, has to be said, for the Golden Horde. Typically, I'm more used to them getting the age up in a little bit later.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Usually I feel like they're closer to that 5-minute mark as they are to the 4:30, but LucifroN has that great timing. We'll see what next steps will be for him as second Uvu is already finished. And there's the free unit.
Yep. Pit mine has been finished on up. Mud house is coming up behind this. Batukan already moving out across the map. Looks like LucifroN, he's got his scout on the left gold vein. Looks like that's the one that he expected Numudan to go for, but Numadon went for the right gold vein. Yeah, like LucifroN is just full on expecting this to be on the left side. Numadon's kind of,
to be fair, that was the first spot. Yeah, first spot I thought he was going to go to was the west one as well, but does not. Opts for the one closest to the edge of the map over there on that southeastern side. Numadon is dropping a barrack, so another play into Donzo, not a sofa investment to start out here for Numadon.
Khan making his way across now. He's going to be able to find the... Looks like the villager already moved back from the pit mine.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, he's like, all right, he's got to be building that second pit mine somewhere, right? And so he's trying to find where that location would be. It's the vision of the cows, spots out the pit mine now. We'll see that there is no villager here that he can pick off, but might start throwing some torches or might just continue to scout on around and get some vision and information.
Batukan is now going to be going for pit mine burn just to have something to do here. In the meantime, Torgut's also looking around the wood line, are going to get found out by some Donzos though. LucifroN now adding in some archers behind all of this, so going to be going for that classic knight and archer type army composition.
Yeah, it's one that has just made it through the test of time so many times, so hard to deal with as you have that mobility, you choose the fights you can take, and then as your archer number builds up, you're just slowly sniping down those Donzos, slowly thinning out that mass, and Numadon kind of forced into the old way of playing Molly, which... There's a reason why people have started to adapt. It's because they've started to kind of figure out the with Molly going Donzo javelin throwers, they can kind of take advantage of that. Molly's never really moving out of their base or getting any economic damage on the other side.
Smith also coming in. So yeah, classic army composition here from both sides. LucifroN already out on the deer. So early on, taking resources off the map, and looks like the pit mine is actually going to go down here for Numadon. So he is sending the Donzos out there. Doubt that it's going to be in time unless there's a villager. Villager is coming in, but LucifroN, he's going for the maximum burn damage. Yeah, he wants it to burn down. That's so close. He gets it!
No
That's
way!
Crazy. Oh, but the archers arrived just in time.
Yes, they do. They're starting to snipe down those Donzo. The villager is going to be at risk if those Donzo fall as well. The burn comes back in. One Donzo does fall. Villager does not die, but the pit mine does, and that's the more important thing right now that LucifroN was focused on.
Numadon has the wood in order to replace that, but obviously didn't want to. But will be fine overall. LucifroN's just kind of swarming his base at the moment. Killed a villager, 2 villagers on the pit mine there.
Was able to circle around and focus a little bit of those villagers on gold. A big pickup there. Molly, known for being able to still, produce and not have to worry as much, when they lose villagers. 7 cows already out and about for Numadon, I believe, in the ranches. I think at least 6 are. And, Oh no, all 7 are. He does have that extra one as well. So we'll have that passive bit of food production going for himself. But LucifroN, he is building quite a scary composition here. And numbers, as if he can clear that Donzo mass, it gets so much scarier.
It really, really does. Numadon, he doesn't really have any mobility out there on the map currently. And oh my god, once again, two villagers. Numadon now down 6 villagers from the looks of it. Maybe some idle time on top of everything else as well. Or 5.5 villagers. One also very low.
Another Vil going down. Another Vil going down for sure. Oh, it was a Donzo he focused in on. But there's not really a safe wood line for Numadon to gather. And while Mali, they don't care too much about wood, they still need wood to get their passive economy going, get production buildings out and about and whatnot. So wood is definitely a higher priority than what some people think. And if wood keeps getting focused and keeps getting villager picks here and there, I mean, Numadon not in a great position here right now.
Yeah, Numadon currently is chasing after some of the archers. At the same time, though, the cavalry count from LucifroN still getting bigger and bigger and is continuing to chase forward. Donzo, so need to be very careful about where they're going here.
Some of that reinforcements made sure to deter away the attempted raid from LucifroN. The javelins, though, they got left without the Donzo. But fortunately, Donzo were close enough to not allow too much damage to come down. Even some return fire takes down one of those tour goods.
Decent trade for Numadon here. LucifroN, he's got a pretty good amount of gold in the bank. Not sure what exactly he's planning to do with that. Needs to be careful, Numadon. Javelin throws.
It's like engagement is starting to happen. Javelin throwers trying to start sniping down those archers, but there's just so many archers. Archers are going to start sniping down the Donzo on the other side. This is a micro battle that is so crucial, God. But the Khan and Torgood's just tanking up so much fire. Donzo number getting thinned out so quick, but is it quick enough?
Disgusting micro by LucifroN, going back and forth with the charges there, just cycling the entire time. Yeah, the archers did get reduced drastically in their count. Numadon still continues to mass up the javelin throws and the Donzos. Keeps the army count relatively high.
Yeah, the key is he hasn't built that cow number up. It feels like in the past couple minutes he was at 7. He just now got up to 9 there. We're seeing a little attempted flank go on. There's only 5 Donzo on the front side. This might just be the fight that LucifroN wanted to take, needed to take, as the reinforcements got held back. Donzo number is basically gone. Javelin number is about to follow suit with the same here. A few of the reinforcements now arrive, but it just seems like it might be too late.
Just a hull of the former army now. Charges coming in, potentially again. Just not enough Donzo numbers out there anymore. We're down to 3 javelin throws now at the front line. Reinforcements coming in as well. Just the Torgoods being so tanky here. And with the Khan buff, actually starting to do some decent-ish damage.
Yeah, and the rest of the javelins get cleaned up. The Donzo just get ignored. And LucifroN finds himself now at a huge military advantage. He's about to age up, too.
Yeah, almost has the resource for it. Now, Numadon, he's on 11 cattle, so the economy for him isn't looking too bad either. LucifroN still on the natural resource out of the map. Also getting pretty good income. There it is. Muscovy Yasak now in queue. Javelin throws, trying their best, but the archer count's looking pretty good here.
Not quite able to one-shot the Donzo anymore, just left alive at 1 health, though. So LucifroN wants to wait for those next couple archers, which just now arrive. But it always feels weird when you're attacking and you're the one going up to castle, even though we see that he could keep attacking if we want. It's just one that, you know, by the books, you're typically just supposed to wait for your upgrades, wait for castle age to finish.
Such a big army out here at the moment for LucifroN. Villagers on the wood line do have to get pulled to safety. More production buildings getting put up. And Numadon, he does not expect the HF from the looks of it. He's just continuously reinvesting into military. Still added in a couple of additional cattle. But he really needs to be careful now that the HF's going to be coming in. The additional +2 armor means that these Torgood are just going to be able to run underneath the TC, and if there's no more Donzes remaining, there's no way to take them down.
We actually see triple stockyard too, which much more of an investment there at home than what I was expecting from LucifroN. He's also been out on the deer, also been able to take some of these pocket resources. So LucifroN, with this aggression, has been able to utilize it to have free map control too.
Behind this now. To almost 20 cattle. Numadon has just moved out a couple more villagers to gold, so he's gonna get ready for his own age up. He's just gonna need a minute now. Question is, will LucifroN give him that minute?
I mean, clearly not. We can see the Torgoods. Oh, it looked like they were about to roam around for another raid. New age begins. Archer upgrade in. Torgood upgrade in. Oh, look at the health on those. Those are quite low health, but they're gonna not take too much damage there from the javelins anymore.
Single
There'll be one, at least one unit to idle out this gold, which one is more than enough to do that idling. Especially with Muscovy Yasak in, we talked about
he's not
the
taking
ranged
any damage.
armor. Oh
the health bar is moving.
Yep, the whole army gets pulled back to deal with this. Oh my gosh, the javelin volley did no damage.
And now it looks like LucifroN is getting ready for a dive. Veterans about to be coming in on the archers. At that point, he can even take the fight up against the javelin throwers. Grand Filani Corral now getting put up.
Right as LucifroN, you just mentioned it, he's about to take this dive. Well, if he sees the age up, he does. Now he's going to full commit. Grand Filani should get delayed here. No villagers on it anymore. No villagers can jump onto it either with that archer mass there. Anyone that steps out of that TC will fall. Gold villagers idled out as well. Javelins starting to get focused by the archers. LucifroN doesn't even care with that age up, with the extra armor that he has. The trades are still somewhat okay. Poor goods onto the back line as well. Villagers just watching. Grand Filani still has 0 villagers building it. This is that timing all in from LucifroN, and a timing that will take this game as his army numbers are not really falling anymore.
Yeah, not falling indeed. Javelin throwers now getting torn apart as well. Still a couple of Donzos in the queue. But now, without Donzos out on the field, there's just no way to get rid of these Keshiks.
Yeah. And I mean, this is to the point where they are fine with tanking up TC fire. Numadon realizes there's no way back into this game number 1. Let's just move on to the second one, he says. Let's just ignore the craziness, ignore the all in there from LucifroN. Is, not too surprising to expect a timing push from him.
And a great timing push indeed. Just did a whole lot of just raiding early on, or rather putting on pressure on Numudan there, finding his own way into the age up, and just trading really cost effective with his military all throughout the feudal age.
Yeah, and we definitely saw a lot of those Vil picks early on. There were 2 on the gold, 2 on the wood line. He just kind of slowly poked and prodded that Mali economy until it had taken too much damage to come back from.
Now, we're going to be able to take a look and see the next match that's going to be coming up. King of the Hill with the Ayubids up against the Japanese for Numadon. Ayubids, has to be said, on King of the Hill, we've seen it a couple of times now, where the Manganiques just reign supreme when it comes to being a unit that just completely dominates an area on the map. Yeah,
so King of the Hill, almost the same picks we saw earlier on, Bruce versus Ayubids, except it was sniped out the opposite way. But Ayubids versus Japan, Byzantine's not allowed to be played by Numadon, which makes perfect sense, but Numadon actually only person we have seen today with the high prio on Japan picked first, and we're getting right into this second game. LucifroN on the Ayubids versus Numadon on Japan.
Here we go, and look at that. It's going to be a Dark Age rush from the Japanese here, Numadon. getting that Dark Age barracks up early on. House of Wisdom just coming up now for LucifroN. Gold definitely could be harassed here early on. LucifroN already got 2 builds out there. Not sure if it's going to be enough, though. And he's pulling a 3rd one out there. Hasn't seen the Dark Age barracks yet, but maybe he just assumes that could be coming in.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Japan opts for this build quite a bit. It's almost like, hey, we're going to do some things in Dark Age, and then we're going to go straight to Castle a lot of times, especially if the Dark Age does some stuff early and causes some damage. The barracks does get scouted out, so LucifroN has that vital information that he needs.
Doesn't pull any more into gold, so looks like he did anticipate this.
Yeah, it's just one more drop off of these villagers, or actually technically 2 villagers. So we'll be able to have this age up timing, have enough gold for it without any problems here.
Yeah, should be able to just move on back now. He just wants to gather up a little bit more for any like hardened upgrades on spears, but no, has enough. It's gonna be moving back over to the sheep now.
Yep, just said that is more than enough for now. 2 spears, all that Numadon opted for. Doesn't want to overinvest. 2 spears more than enough to cause the reaction, as we've seen already.
We're soon going to be
Age up
seeing
about to
which
be
wing.
clicked.
Should be the logistics wing, and indeed, going to be logistics. So is going to be getting some dervishes to be able to utilize that healing in the feudal age.
Yeah, and the damage done onto those early villagers won't matter by any means. He'll be able to retake that gold without any problems. Usually you'll see, sometimes you'll see a Desert Raider or 2 focus in on early, sometimes a few more. It allows that map control to be taken. We just saw how good LucifroN was with some raiding units, with some mobility. Well, he can follow that up with some more raiding units and some more mobility.
Exactly. Numadon is gonna be getting that slow but steady torch damage in. It's the one thing, right? Like with Ayubits getting that House of Wisdom bonus there as well. The Golden Age aura is gonna increase the fire armor on every single building in the influence of the House of Wisdom. So it's gonna take quite a while for that house to eventually, or rather that mining camp to eventually get set on fire.
Indeed, 55 seconds till those ambulances pop on out. 1 villager on the Cura storehouse kind of reinforces that idea that usually says, okay, let's try to just skip up over to Castle Age. You don't need that feudal age landmark finished quickly. Another villager rotating in to heal up the mining camp, make sure the mining camp does not fall. Or is the villager going to... Okay, I was about to say, it looked like the villager was about to take a trek over there.
Scout also harassing the forge a little bit. Numadon with 5 villagers on gold. Kind of feels like this is indeed, as you mentioned, going to be that fast Castle Age transition from him.
When LucifroN is able to take advantage of Numadon, maybe focusing on his economy a little bit, focusing on that scout that was on the gold vein, and was able to move out and heal up the rest of that mining camp. Now that the dervish are out, the dervish will just out-heal those spears. And sure enough, Stables is rushed down here from LucifroN. Not 1 villager, not 2 villagers building. We got 4 villagers rushing down that Stables.
Villagers all gonna get healed up again, and now we should be seeing a Desert Raider potentially coming in for Numadon. For LucifroN, and indeed is gonna be a Desert Raider in queue now. Numadon, does he have an outpost? He is getting an outpost up on the gold vein. The scout has already done so much damage to that outpost, though. It's gonna have to get repaired pretty much immediately.
Doesn't quite opt for the repair as of yet. It's actually just crazy seeing how much torch damage those scouts will do if you commit to those early on. Spears did run all the way home, even though it's just the dervishes there. Again, the dervishes can just out-heal those without any problem. Still quite a bit a ways from Feudal Age finishing for Numadon, but like we said, it's just like skip Feudal, try to go straight to Castle Age. But what will LucifroN have to answer this with? Is it just going to be trying to hit a Castle Age timing himself and just cause annoyances with that one Desert Raider and heal yourself ups with the Dervish?
Stars now about to complete. Numudan almost having the resource that he needs for the age up. Is going to have to start pulling the villagers back now, though, from the berries as the Desert Raider approaches.
Yeah, and I mean, while this... I feel like having that much berries out, like, you have a ton of villagers on sheep, so even if you get enough food to age up, you might not have enough food secured for yourself to be able to start utilizing your age up and have that mounted samurai number just mass up super efficiently. That one Desert Raider out healing the outpost because of the dervishes, and this is really the frustrating part when it comes to playing up against the Ubids.
It really is, really is. So Aeroslet's definitely a necessity here for Numadon. Does realize that is going to be investing into the emplacement. Floating gate now coming up for him. With the emplacement, should be able to keep the Dervish somewhat at bay.
Oh, Dervish starting to get focused down a little bit. If LucifroN just waits a couple more seconds, those will be back to full. Industry not too far delayed with the age up timing himself, so does have to wait the full timing for that. Tons of wood, tons of stone. A lot of times we just see these players drop a market, sell off the stone, and just utilize as much of that timing as possible with the early wood that you get with that early castle age. We all know what Japan likes to do. Stables already getting built. Numadon will be ready to start massing up those mounted samurai, but it's hard for him right now to stay on that gold and efficiently gather that gold with this one Desert Raider causing so much annoyance.
Mystery Wing, halfway research so far. Age up has finished up for Numadon. First Mounted Samurai is now going to be in queue. And Mounted Samurai should, in theory, be doing quite well here. Up against the Camel Lancers that are going to be eventually coming in for LucifroN. Able to block that big charge from them. With the additional melee damage upgrades, are going to, for the most part, be able to negate the Camel on Ease debuff as well.
Yeah, it looks like LucifroN just opting for another Desert Raider. Goes ahead and snipes down one of those spears with the Desert Raider. And just going to try to run on away without taking too much villager. Now, that's not the only one. There's definitely another one behind him trailing too, right? Oh no, that one's a Desert Raider. Not sure what the plan was with that villager. We do see the Dervish healing proving to be more than effective against the smaller unit numbers. Second Desert Raider arrives and snipes down that last spearman that we saw from the early annoyances. Mounted Samurai number, though, starting to build up pretty quickly.
First relic being brought back by a Shinto priest at the same time. LucifroN, with the dervish already out on the map, is going to be able to do the same now. We're seeing a lot of production buildings coming in, market also coming in. LucifroN going to be able to start selling the stone that he got for free with the industry wing to further invest into more units.
Double Camel Lancers on the way. Villagers moving out for Numadon, trying to build a wall, trying to protect up his next food resource, the potential next gold vein as well that he would need to move out on. But more importantly, this is for the berries. He needs food, needs to secure that food so desperately right now. LucifroN doing the same. Relic able to be snagged by one of those dervish. So LucifroN now bringing back another 2 relics. So 3 relics for LucifroN already secured. That's one of the advantages of having those dervish out since feudal, and not only out but out on the map.
Already up to 6 mounted samurai at the moment for Numadon alongside an Uma Benaman. LucifroN Looks like he's not even going for that many Camel Lancers, but already starting to mass up a couple of crossbows alongside it. This could be an interesting push here now. LucifroN currently, I don't feel like has the mass that he really needs in order to stem the tide here, but he is investing into quite a lot of the crossbows, so he just needs to hold out for a little bit longer.
I mean, I feel like with the camels on the front side with the healing, it's just enough to allow the extra damage from the crossbows to come through, but 8 mounted samurais can always try to dive past that, can always try to, you know, ignore some of that front line, but we saw what one and a spear tried to do against one single Desert Raider, and it was negative damage that it did to that Desert Raider with the Dervish healing.
There's Summer also coming in. Numadon's measuring his approach at the moment. Not quite sure whether he can take this fight quite yet. The longer that he waits, the more units LucifroN's also going to be getting out onto the field. But look at that. We're going to be seeing a switch up now into Yuumi Archers. Is getting the veterans here. Needs to be careful, though. Is going to be taking the charge, but deflective armor. It's going to mean that he's not going to be taking too much damage here. It's going to be a 3-2 relic split. Numudan doesn't quite have a monastery up yet. And on the retreat here, after being chased, able to snipe one of the Desert Raiders from LucifroN away.
Yeah, solid pickup on the turnaround there from Numadon. Question is when will LucifroN get the knowledge and information that the Yuumi swap is coming through? Because that Yuumi number can build up so fast with the cost that they have. Numadon's circling. He's trying to find somewhere to do some damage with these mounted samurai. It's obviously, he's running through all of this vision. So LucifroN knows exactly where the mass is. Actually snipes out the scout as well, which is such an important thing with these cav masses. There's so many times when they're running around and they just barely pass by a set of villagers or will dodge around and just barely able to escape without taking damage. And LucifroN causes that extra vision to go on away. Crossbow number up at 16 already for LucifroN.
Yeah, definitely a good amount, but the Yuumi Archer count is also rising relatively quickly.
Yeah, this just puts the easier micro on LucifroN's side, with the Yuumi, you need to constantly be focusing in on the crossbows on the back. Meanwhile, LucifroN, he can essentially just A move, and if the mounted samurai attack, that's where his crossbows are going to be hitting, and that's where they get their bonus damage.
Now, oh, we're starting to see the first mangonel coming up. You know what that means, Dapson? Big mass of mangonels. That could be a game-deciding move here for LucifroN. He's able to get a solid mass of them out onto the field.
Yeah, with mangonels, and almost like Siege in general, when the first mangonel comes out, it's not too big of a deal. When there starts to be 2 or 3 mangonels, it becomes so much scarier. Gets enough wood in the bank for another one, immediately starts to build it, starts to drop it, while still having more units come on out. Wants to get that front line, a few more Camel Lancers potentially.
Needs to be careful though. If Numadon finds them as he's building them, that would be a great point for Numadon to engage. Looks like he is pushing forward. Sees the military there from LucifroN.
Doesn't have the scout yet. Doesn't have the scout yet rebuilt. It's in queue right now, so doesn't see the mangonels yet. Now he does. 2 mangonels already finished. Numadon has to tuck tail, turn and run because he does not have an answer for those currently.
Second daimyo upgrade also going to be coming in for Numadon. So we'll be able to also get a Yuumi bannerman out. At the moment, yeah, as you said, it's gonna be a difficult one for him to find an answer against the mangonels now on the field. Might actually need to go for Horseman. Just feels really bad to go into Horseman up against the Ayubids with the Desert Raiders and the Camel Lance out there as well, getting the Camel aura. Camel unease up against them, but might be a necessity here for him to actually add in Mass Horseman next.
Yeah, I mean, while he does have a nice bit of Yuumi working for him, those Yuumi can just get shattered with a couple mangonel volleys. Crossbow's moving back to deal with this single mounted samurai that's trying to circle the base of LucifroN. LucifroN just taking this patiently, actually building another mangonel on the backside. So 3 mangonels going to be in play. I mean, this is one where if he starts to move forward with this mass, Numadon eventually will be forced to take the fight against LucifroN, because the Manganiques, if they get to the base, well, they're great at taking down infrastructure as well, so LucifroN can start to force this engagement to happen. The scout is here for Numadon, so he does have the vision and information that he needs. And here we go. Scout gets taken out right as I say that, though. LucifroN just patient.
Yeah, he's waiting. He knows that this is his win condition. If he gets to like 4 or 5 Manganiques, he's going to be able to do critical damage to the entire backline there from Numadon. And Numadon, also realizing, splits up his army quite a bit. Flaming shots coming in.
Not a ton of connections there onto the Yuumi mass. Yuumi starting to step forward. They are in 2 different groupings, but it makes this micro so much harder, and that set of Manganique volleys does a huge amount of AoE damage on the Yuumi mass that's close to them, then swaps over to the next one. Just great AoE damage on them. Front line starting to run a little bit thinner, but still enough, and the next Manganique volley just absolutely demolishes Numadon's army. There's nothing left here.
The crossbows completely obliterated all of the mounted samurai. And when all of that is gone, the Yuumi archers, the last thing that remains, easily taken down by the remaining couple of Camel Lancers alongside the Manganiques.
And you said 4 to 5 Manganiques is that number you get very scared of. Well, now he wins a fight, still has 3 alive. He can build a few more if he wants here with the next little bits of resources coming on in. Villagers that move to the gold in the middle sacred site for Numadon have to evacuate, move on to another gold vein on the north side, and LucifroN feeling pretty good now.
A lot of villagers moving out to the gold at the top side. Outpost now coming up for LucifroN, wants to hunker down on that middle sacred side. We're not actually going to be going for Namushas now.
I'm not sure how effective this is going to be into the mass that LucifroN has now, but Numadon has to try something, has to change up his game plan somewhat. There are some horsemen now starting to be built. Not as much of a camel front line for LucifroN as there was prior. So maybe the idea is he tries to snipe out those Camel Lancers with the Onimushas and then allow the horsemen to actually do something?
Might be the plan here, but yeah, horsemen definitely necessary here, but at the same time, now that the mounted samurai have been taken down, LucifroN, he's now remassing into the Camel Lancers, so horsemen will not be working too great. That's where the Onimushas are going to be coming in, but it's still going to be a difficult fight up against the mass Manganique play. Now even villagers getting pulled to start repairing some of the Manganiques out on the field.
Yeah, making sure they are staying up and at full health. Numadon has basically moved all of his eco to the north side of the map, so if LucifroN does decide to do any raiding and goes over to that side, I don't see a bunch of buildings. Actually, I think he might have just dropped double outposts on the gold vein he's on.
That's going to be Manganique number 4.
Manganique number 4, and has enough for Manganique number 5 here as well if he desires to build it. Just queued something else on up.
Good farming economy now for Numadon. He's looking at double the food income here compared to what LucifroN has. Just needs to find the tools to be able to deal with the army at the moment, though. Oh, look at the wall there. That is a LucifroN wall if I've ever seen one. On both sides here, walling in all the resources on the sides.
Yeah, he's basically just saying, alright, come try to do damage to my eco. You're not going to be able to do so. Another mill getting refreshed onto that berry bush. One villager can always just repair that. The horseman swap, nice and healthy. Up to 20 horsemen now all of a sudden for Numadon, but Camel Lancer number, Desert Raider number looking a lot healthier than what we had a few minutes prior. Not a big rebuild on the crossbow mass for LucifroN, so the horsemen kind of almost getting baited.
Yeah, definitely feels like it. Up to 21 horsemen now, and fight actually getting taken inside the middle of the map now. Onamusha's doing a great job. Horseman now running past. They find the... Oh, that is... Okay, you cannot take that fight. Not in between the stone outcropping and the cliff there. That is a choke point of doom right there.
Yeah, the 5 Manganiques were just sitting there ready to set up, ready to shoot the massive boulders down onto their enemies. LucifroN circling around, I think, scouted out the gold now, finally.
This outpost formation, he's summoning something around that sacred site.
Indeed he is. 5 outposts all around the sacred site. He's fallen back nearer to those outposts. Horsemen trying to do a wraparound, trying to get a flank. Manganiques spreading out their volleys onto the back line of Yumi's, onto the Onamushas as well. Horseman again trying to do a full circle, but LucifroN, the micro, he knows a little bit better. One Manganique does end up falling. There's only a few horsemen here left, but the Manganiques are still firing onto the back line of ranged mass. There's still crossbows clearing up the backside. 3 Manganiques still left alive, and LucifroN's whole army still looking fine.
It just doesn't never feel great when... Like, you play horsemen up against the camels there. You lose out on so much of their damage. They basically do negligible damage up against the camel lancers, so you need to always be able to hit the counter units, but body blocking and whatnot just makes that so incredibly difficult.
Yeah, and I mean, this is the point now with LucifroN. He's like, I have 5 Springleton placements on the sacred site. I have Manganique set up. I have a ranged mass set up. Like, he can just almost full send the sacred site in the center and just not worry about it. It's going to be so hard for Numadon to actually retake this center.
Yeah, so Numadon, it is now his turn to start doing some raids around the economy from LucifroN. He cannot go for the fight in the middle, so instead is going to have to take fights all around it. And with the Onamusha and Horsemen, the slow army composition from LucifroN could actually be facing some trouble there when it comes to catching up to that.
Yeah, fortunately for LucifroN, though, does have another set of walls that he's able to run through, so gives him some more timing. Doesn't look like he's trying to build another set of walls either. Like I said, he might just move a lot of his economy to the central point in the mid-map and start to gather some stone, maybe drop some keeps in the middle, and we will end up seeing Numadon trying to find some sort of return damage here.
Horseman looking for some killing potential there. The wall there. LucifroN actually putting down farms
He's even
there.
dropping farms. Yeah, getting some safe food income behind those walls as well. The 5-minute timer is still ticking on down.
LucifroN, he's got so much more income here, at least food-wise. Overall, though, not LucifroN, Numadon has so much more income there overall. LucifroN, looking at the collected resource, I'm not sure how accurate that is, but granted, he's been gathering a lot more wood and gold probably. He is actually ahead in the collected resource department.
And has had quite a bit on stone. He's now moved, it says 25 villagers onto stone. So that means he can just start spamming keeps or spamming more upgrades in the center. I'm not sure what his game plan is fully gonna be with all of that stone that he has coming in.
Numadon.
But it's over 1k a minute as far as the stone goes.
Numudan, he's trying to go for a landmark snipe here from looks of it. He's got 4 minutes left though. So he's gonna really have to find the timing here for this. And it's already 20 spearmen now for LucifroN. LucifroN going for the full surround. Oh my
Numadon!
God. Numadon, he still didn't know. He noticed now. Way too late. Lose all of the cavalry there.
6 mounted samurai fall for nothing. More villagers going on to stone. Like I said, LucifroN, he's just full committing into the sacred site grind here, but does have to be weary as he's a Ubits. He does not have extra landmarks out there. So you mentioned the landmark snipe, and that is what Numadon's trying to plan for. It's rams being queued up out of that proxy siege workshop that he built. More walls being dropped in the center sacred site. It is a 3-minute timer. Does Numadon have enough time to make this push?
At this point, like, he might just need to pull all the villagers at the 1.5 minute mark. Actually, maybe make a 2-minute mark. They need to move there as well.
They're going to have to wrap all the way around, and I mean, good luck with villagers running through Manganique fire. It's not going to be a good look.
Keep here now as well. Yeah, LucifroN's ready for this. LucifroN was born ready for this. Or could this be the moment in time where Numudan just wraps around and completely ignores the base and goes for the Sacred Site decap instead?
I mean, if he does that, there's sets of walls. There's 5 sprinkled emplacements. Villagers can move to start rebuilding the walls as well, or healing up the walls. So I don't think Numadon could even make the central point work. I feel like it had to be this all in, and I feel like it had to be the all in before this keep goes up. Is it moving forward yet?
Not yet, not yet. Villagers also haven't been pulled.
5 Manganiques though behind this keep. Villagers now near as well. A keep in the center too. 2 minutes left. Numadon now says that's the timing. The bells ring. He unfortunately is met with keep fire right off the bat.
The Manganique stepping up behind this.
Lets the Rams start to lead the way,
Yeah,
but they immediately turn around as well. What's he going to do?
He's going for the Sacred Site.
Yeah, circle back around for the Sacred Site, but there's actually a path through that LucifroN could get to quicker. Doesn't want to have any vulnerability there, though, so is taking the full wrap around here. Stonefang might run out, be able to just walk on through the walls, even though he has a gate right next to it.
No, Numudan's gonna try and make a run for it. Just a minute remaining.
There it is. Deletes the walls. Villagers are still there. Almost has enough for another keep. The villagers, I think they're just pulling out the shivs. This is just a full send. Let them be the tank. Let them be the front line. If he wins this fight, he wins the game. Manganique's trying to get wrapped around by the Mounted Samurai. Really, really good wrap around there, but Manganique's at least able to get a couple fires off. There are still a few left, and next set is a huge victory.
Entire front line's gone. All the horsemen have disappeared. There were like 30 horsemen. They're all gone, and GG comes in. LucifroN able to win game number 2 and set himself up for match point.
Yeah, I mean, the 30 horsemen into 50 spears is not a fight you want to take. Look at the military value lead just skyrocket. Economy count didn't matter for LucifroN at that point in the game. It was all or nothing. A minute left and able to take the dub on King of the Hill.
That's a straight wall up there at the end. Total resource gathered here, 5,000 more resources for LucifroN. Yeah, he was very far behind the food department, but it's just the siege, right? Like, getting that many Manganiques out onto the field, the wood makes up for it. And now, we're getting a look at the next map. It's gonna be on Holy Island. It'll be LucifroN on the English, up against Numadon with the Tuklak Dynasty.
Yeah, and it's surprising to see Numadon, who, you know, is the one to pick the map, picking Holy Island, a map that the Spanish bros are known to be some of the strongest players on this map in general. Maybe just thought he had some good civ options for it, but English versus Tuklak is what we will see here for the third game, the potential final game of the day.
Could be the case. Tuklak, though, also a very, very strong civilization on these water maps, so we'll have to see exactly how this one's going to be playing out. Admiralty, of course, for the English at this point needs no introduction. Very good upgrade to be getting. But Tuklak, with their water economy, also very, very strong out there. And here we go. Game number 3. LucifroN on match point, spawning in as the English in the color yellow. His opponent, Numadon, in the color red. Playing as the Tuklak Dynasty, Doc coming in from him now as well. And Tuklak Dynasty, they get that unique bonus where drop-offs are 5% more effective. Rather, when you drop something off, you get 5% more resource from it. That also extends to the fishing.
Yeah, and that just really allows Tuklak to be great on some of these hybrid maps. LucifroN, though, we know English, we know Admiralty is their key upgrade when it comes to these hybrid maps. It's not the only thing going for English in hybrids, but that is the main big attraction for them. Just now, well, as these typical hybrid maps go, it's just going to be about getting those early fishing boats out, getting them working, as we saw one hanging out, and then getting into feudal age at a solid timing to try to take advantage of your opponent.
Fishing ships coming in on both sides. Early game, there's not too much going on here. No Dark Age shenanigans, no early spearmen. No men-at-arms. Just the early investment into the fishing there. And I'm sure, like, Tuklik especially could be going for a little bit of a deeper investment when it comes to the water play there. Just because it pays a lot more dividends there for them. Oh, Numadon doesn't want to... Yeah, gotta be careful there. Looks like LucifroN actually did garrison the villagers there to try and snipe the scout.
Yeah, I mean, you always have that potential there, but also causes idle time doing it. So it's definitely a risk to do that. We're also seeing some of these. Oh my gosh, look at the potential meditation garden spot.
Yeah, this is always what's going on, right? Like, you're just in a random game and you're just like, oh my god, I should have played Shushi in this game.
I mean, look at the other side too.
Oh
Triple
my
goldstone and...
That's crazy, man. That's absolutely crazy.
That is crazy indeed, but oh my god, there is no Zushi in this game. It is just English versus Tuklik.
Classic
Sad part
game.
is this isn't even the most crazy map for some meditation gardens. There's always what is it, Kawasan with all the berries in the middle that you can get some crazy ones with. Couple other, I'm trying to think of what the other, there's one or two other maps that I know have some crazy potential meditation garden spawns.
Yeah, we've had like, what was the map with like a ton of gold in the middle? Golden Pit?
Yeah, that was it. Golden Pit was one. And then there was an iteration of what's the one with like the small ponds in the middle? There's like 4 or 5 different small ponds, but you can get a ton of berries on like certain sides of it.
Kawasan?
And gold. It's not Kawasan. No, it's like the smaller like shoreline fish. There's like 3 shoreline fish per pond. I want to say Coastal Cliffs, but I don't think it's Coastal Cliffs.
Yeah.
Not Coastal
Marshland?
Cliffs. It's the whatever. I don't think. It's definitely not
wetlands, Frisian marshes.
There's a lot of maps here now. All right.
There are a lot of maps. Yeah. Abbey of Kings
Either
coming
way.
in now for LucifroN. He's rushing that one up. 6 villagers working on that.
Yeah, getting a very, very quick timing here. Dome of the Faith is on the way. Just 4 villagers on the dome, and it started quite a bit later here. So what is LucifroN going to do with this timing? Another villager starting to build the Dome of the Faith. I think Gecko's right. I think Rocky River was the one I was thinking of.
Oh yeah, Rocky River. Yeah, you're right. Rocky River has a lot of like really good berry patches there as well for the Shushi's legacy. Yeah.
Yep. I knew the map would eventually come to mind, but LucifroN double broadaxe immediately focused here. Such a big importance when it comes to these water maps, and he's just going with the early galley to delay some of this initial fishing, force a springled ship reaction from Numadon right off the bat. But we know there's going to be other military ships soon to queued as well.
Our ship coming out. Dome of Faith still hasn't completed yet for Numadon. Springle ship already in queue as well. Be a tough
No
timing for
second
him to
dock
hold.
dropped either. LucifroN is just full focus into some early aggression. There are 2 docks for Numadon, so we'll have quite a bit of housing available for those fishing boats, and gives him the time to hopefully equalize with the springle ship.
Yeah, 5 villagers on gold makes me believe that LucifroN is trying to go for the eventual Admiralty play behind this. Early walls coming in for Numadon, trying to secure his wood line there. He could have potentially also just walled in the woodline, not just walled towards the TC. Springle Chip is going to be coming in just in time to defend.
Perfect timing out, and that's one where it felt like LucifroN had such a key timing here, but just the amount of time it takes for those ships to traverse the pond just gives the other side such a big ability.
Heal Elephant now coming in for Numadon actually will be able to out heal the King potentially if he gets the second one. Yeah, King needs to be careful. Looks like he tried to go for the dive there for a second onto the wood line.
He wanted to, but just can't quite find it in himself to circle around and take that much damage. Up as we say that,
Body
he's going
block.
for it again. Scout going for a little body
Go
block.
Vilts inside
and
the TC. He's gonna have to pull the Vilts there. Oh,
Healer Elephant arrives though, and the villagers can just
Where's
pull
he
out the
going?
shivs. King doesn't know where to go. King doesn't have anywhere to go, but hey, it's causing idle time at least for a little bit of time. He's trying to find his way out. Villager's gonna jump back inside the TC again. King falls. Admiralty is on its way though. And
So LucifroN bought his time there that he needed.
Exactly. Bought enough time to then potentially have this push on water be that much more devastating. He's already ahead of Springle Chip. He has equalized with a second dock of his own. Looks like fishing boats for Numadon have been pushed to the corner. A lot of them have. Some are still in that initial deep sea fish. And Admiralty, you can just see Numadon getting no damage back out in return. We finally see a couple shots come out, but for the most part, LucifroN able to just continually get extra shots with the extra range he has.
Yeah, trading out tremendously well there. Numadon getting some additional Springle Chips in. It's gonna take him a while to get into a position to really do well against this. This is where what we saw from Scatterbrain worked out quite well, where he was able to push his opponent, the English player, all the way up towards the edge of the map. That's really what you need if you want to take trades up against the Admiralty. Oh, by the Raider Elephant, doing some damage there.
Raider Elephant in. A villager falls from the Raider Elephant, but he is now, okay, I was about to say tanking up some of the TC fire, but with the Healer Elephant there, not too big of a worry. Another Springled Ship arrives for LucifroN though. King is back in a queue and some longbows in queue for LucifroN as well.
Oh,
Springled Ship so close to getting taken out. It's basically like Numadon has one less Springled Ship here in the fight.
And that's also the fact, yeah. It's missing a little bit out on numbers. We're now seeing some spearmen coming in as well. Raid onto the wood line.
Raid Elephant on the wood line is so crucial. There's not really a good answer for this. Villagers aren't even jumping inside the TC yet to get the max amount of arrow fire on in. A spearman is here though. There's some longbow here as well. The Healer Elephant not
stays
able
alive.
to get taken out. LucifroN just barely able to barely gets out of LucifroN's TC range.
Raise against the Elephant. At the same time, still engagements happening on water. Oh, that's Springle Ship getting very low health.
It's taken out. There are some fishing boats that were following to try to heal up for Numadon, just not quite able to do so. Spear finally pushes the Healer Elephant away. That Healer Elephant's at 5 health.
There's a second Healer Elephant in queue. Actually, never mind, that was a Raider Elephant. Numadon is not going to be able to heal that one elephant up without another one.
And we'll need a second Healer Elephant. Instead, it's currently archers being invested into. Meanwhile, LucifroN does have a few longbows, can continue to produce those longbows, but any sort of this land investment is just more delay onto this water. Numadon has triple demo ship ready and waiting. LucifroN, he doesn't have a galley out. All he'd have to be able to utilize is that range, though. Demo ship of his own.
Oh, some
Demo ship of his
as
own.
well.
Oh, just
Gotta get the
opts to
connection.
take down one of the sprinkled ships. And here we go. The triple demos on the other side. This is where it really gets scary. But LucifroN can utilize that range. Just one-shots the demos here. Probably will do a little split. Yep, splits it. Loses 2 sprinkled ships for it. Takes out the 3 demos on the other side. Overall, decent trade for Numadon, as it could have gone a lot worse.
Second Heal Elephant has come out now behind this. Looks like there's just been some Lombos trying to idle out the economy on Numadon's side a little bit. Goes from pushing forward again with his ships. Numadon doesn't quite have enough out there to respond. It looks like he's just going to try and focus on land now instead.
Yeah, and I mean, this landmass for Numadon, we've seen Tuklak with healer elephants just be able to sit under a TC and not have to worry about things for the foreseeable future. But will this be the case here for Numadon versus LucifroN? LucifroN is ready to fully take advantage of water, but has things to deal with on land after that. King trying to cause some distraction, is pulling back a few of those Raider elephants. Main engagement happening. Demo ship able to connect onto 2 of the sprinkled ships. Fishing boats starting to get focused down as well. Next sprinkled ship immediately taken out. Overall, still a good pickup for LucifroN, even though he lost quite a few sprinkled ships himself. Next demo is out. He cannot go back and take that gold, though. Demo could have exploded, done some damage,
Oh,
not
villagers
taking
on
out
the gold.
villagers.
Big
Weren't
damage
paying
coming
attention
in.
fully. 1 Vil down, 2 Vils down, 3, 4 Vils down, and the 5th one falls as well. So big damage in return here by Numadon, but he is losing out water.
Yeah, water at this point. Numadon, I don't think he's going to be putting too much more effort into holding it, though he is getting in some demo ships. Spots an opportunity there to take down some of the sprinkled ships. But oh my god, instant attention there from LucifroN. Only gonna lose a single sprinkled ship.
It was crazy because it felt like I think 2 of those sprinkled ships were just sitting there watching and not actually attacking the dock. So crazy reaction time, and to see the demo pop out, but not see his sprinkled ships not firing. That being said, now he's gotten a nice little spread. We'll make sure to take down the docks. We'll make sure his economy should go untouched. And now it is full focus on land here for LucifroN, as he needs to just defend this push that is upcoming.
Oh, Tuklak forward coming in for Numadon, and he's already got the houses prepped in formation for it as well. So he's going to be able to almost get the full food bonus there from it as well with the governor. LucifroN, decent archer count, decent spearman count for him. Numadon has enough archers in theory to one-shot the spears.
Instead, though, Numadon pulls back. Looks like he might be thinking about a castle timing, but it just feels so bad trying to go to castle after you lose the water. I guess that is his plan, though, to close out this game. LucifroN, though, he's moving forward with his infantry mass, is trying to take this fight. There's so many archers here. The spear's a little bit out of position. Longbows need to try to kite back, but they're slow. They're getting chased down by the Raider elephants.
Spearman coming back forward, but there's so many archers out there. Elephants, 1 goes down, but most of the spearmen vanish with them. And Numadon, he does have the Pierce Arm upgrade already in. He's getting close to a potential Castle Age play as well. What he could do now is fall back 1 last time, wait for the Age Up to come in. And then with the Age Up, instantly get the veterancy upgrades.
Yeah, he's at the point, too, where LucifroN doesn't have an easy gold to gather from. LucifroN would need a transport ship to move out to the island, maybe grab the 8K. That's his safe gold he can gather from. He did the little wall in his woodline trick again, so wood villagers will be safe, but LucifroN is about to have to deal with a Castle Age Tuklak here in a second. Compounded Defender on its way. Still a big land mass for him. Doesn't have the extra fishing ships, but has been able to pick up quite a bit of villager kills.
Indeed, Longbows moving forward a little bit again. King in queue as well. Just 25 seconds left on the Age Up. Elephant retreating.
Compound of the defender, 15 seconds left until it finishes. LucifroN has been able to get back to the goal with 11 villagers, and needs to make sure to try to gather enough gold for a white tower drop. Numadon Castle Age finishes. King just gonna run on by in the white tower. That's he got there so quick.
God, yeah.
Rushing it
The
down.
follow-up timing.
25 villagers and more
He knows he
walking
needs
to come
to.
help build it. He knows the way he loses this game is a push in the next minute. Well, one great way to hold a push in the next minute is to rush down a white tower. 4, 3, 2 seconds left, and able to finish it up, able to have some potential security on that gold vein as well with the white tower. King starting to raid the wood line, so Numadon has some distractions to deal with, and all this time, LucifroN is on water still.
King getting killed there inside the base from Numadon. 13 fishing ships out for LucifroN at the moment, so still has that water economy working for him. Also patrolling the shoreline, making sure that Numadon is not going to be getting out on water. Up was getting put up now at the front side, and LucifroN finally able to get that gold income up again.
Yeah, so important for himself. Numadon grabbing some more stone, grabbing the first relic as well, but LucifroN getting the key fishing upgrade for himself, so that fishing economy just becomes so much more efficient once you get those upgrades. It actually makes it that further out deep sea fish not feel as bad.
Flipboard fort getting put up now in the middle of the map. Interesting. It's gonna secure some more stone out there as well. Got one war elephant with the army as well for Numadon. LucifroN hasn't been reinvesting a lot into the water here, so his food income overall isn't actually looking that great. Siege Workshop also coming in for Numu. And it's going to be the Amir Warriors for him. Am I? Wait, did it make it through? Looks like it did make it through. Yeah, we got the Amir Warriors in.
Okay. And we will see what the next steps are for Numadon as LucifroN. He's built that longbow number up to be nice and healthy. He's starting to send some knights out, might try to circle around, do some raiding. But now there are some true elephants getting mixed on in, rather than just the pseudo elephants that we saw earlier.
He's chasing after one of the knights. Some additional upgrades now on some of these keeps to improve the governor bonus from them. First trap now in queue.
All right. Well, now Numadon gonna start trying to make this slow push happen, try to deny LucifroN off of that gold that honestly is not that secured at this point in time.
40 archers versus 26 at the moment. Some spearmen there to support as well. LucifroN's gonna be struggling out here. He's trying to get some relics behind all of this as well.
Yeah, still no water trade, still no moving out to the 8K on the island, nothing of the sort, which we have seen happen in quite a few games, making sure to keep the mining camp alive so he can keep these gold villagers working hard.
Definitely needs that gold, as he's also just starting to mass up a lot of knights, so there are also war elephants coming up for Numadon. He's already on 3, 2 more in queue. Massive elephant play that Numadon's going for now.
And, I mean, LucifroN just does not have the same army numbers, which feels weird considering he has this big water eco and also has the military ships on water still counting for his military population, so...
He did lose a lot of villagers on land.
Yeah, LucifroN not in the greatest position, though, after all of this. Looks like Numadon's starting to step up. Longbow's trying to kite on back, but every time they do, the archers from the other side able to get a couple volleys off as well. Villagers move back for a split second. Mining camp gone.
Going down. Elephant's going for the charge again. Spear stepping up, and LucifroN, these trades haven't been too great for him. Lost a lot of the longbows there. Second trebuchet out
is
now.
trying to circle with some of those knights that he had split off, trying to find some eco damage on the other side. Longbows maybe trying to snipe some trebuchets. Let's see. Not quite able to do enough damage there.
Little raid in the base from Numadon, but has the keep there. Piccolo but Ford able to easily defend up against these knights.
Yeah, tons of those knights fall and not a ton of return damage that actually went through. Longbows again focusing the trebs. Next volley actually takes out the treb.
Good pick off there for LucifroN. He's marching forward again. So tanky. A lot of damage there can be done by the longbows. Need to rely on the spears. White tower. Be starting to shoot onto the elephants now as well.
That does drop the relic in the monastery that's up front and forward, already at about half health. A couple of those raider elephants do get taken out. Longbows just trading straight up, sniping out one of the healer elephants, trying to snipe out the men-at-arms now as well.
The warriors, of course, they do lose a lot of their stats when they're outside the range of the keep. Not gonna be able to easily get picked off there.
LucifroN just utilizing this range so well with these longbows. It's the reason why we see a lot of these top players, lean into longbows even when there's a lot of counter units on the other side. They're just using the range so effectively. White tower, though, again being dove upon. Archers diving under the white tower. Elephants moving on forward. Spears about to defend the longbow mass from those forward elephants. Numadon needs to watch out. These are such expensive units. He has a lot of them. They do trade out pretty well. But under a white tower, whenever you're fighting, it never feels good. Spears doing the best they can to hold this elephant mass out. Another
nice
elephant falls.
On the white tower. A lot of villagers inside as well. It's a ton of idle time, though, for LucifroN's villagers.
Oh, and LucifroN with the return rate of these knights. Able to get a lot of damage in, a lot of idle time caused as well. So while he is having to defend, having to put everything into this defense, he's also doing return damage with attacking.
That's probably one of the most important things to do there. Just trying to make this a little bit more difficult for your opponent. Don't give him leeway when it comes to the aggression on the front side. Now that the units have been pulled a little bit further back, trebuchets are going to have to also get pulled back, else the longbows are going to be able to snipe those out. They are going to be able to pick off a couple of the archers there. Next forward keep is getting spotted out again. Doesn't have too many upgrades on it, though.
Yep. A lot of archers fell for not too many longbows, so LucifroN finally flipping the script when it comes to the military numbers. It looked so desperate for a second for him, and now he is just feeling very healthy. White tower healed back up to full. Monastery even has 2 relics in it now. And Berry villagers get spotted out as well, so might not have gotten any pickups as far as the villagers go, but is a ton more idle time, a lot less food income coming in for Numadon because of this.
Wolf Trebuchet is being remade now. Triple Mangonel about to be coming in, as it's double siege workshop forward here from Numadon.
Longbows again just stepping up, picking units here and there without taking any return damage. Mangonel trying to fire, easy dodge there for LucifroN though.
It's massive damage at the moment now coming out of these trebuchets that needs to get counter repaired. Longbow splitting up, trying to take the Mangonel down.
Nice spread formation there from the longbows. Mangonel goes down to about a quarter health. Second Mangonel arrives though. Shot happens into the middle of the longbow. Only does damage on about 4 of them. Nothing too crazy. LucifroN's military numbers starting to build up. He's starting to mix in some men-at-arms himself into this mix. Mangonel will get taken out with this next volley.
So now Mangonel behind it all. Now White Tower is getting
White
on
Tower, though,
fire.
is getting quite low.
Armored Clad coming up behind this. All the upgrades on the Men-at-Arms. Yeah, White Tower is going to go down here very shortly.
Yep. Economic lead still very healthy for LucifroN, but a lot of his economy was used to rebuild that White Tower, to heal up that White Tower. Passive income about to go down the drain as far as the relics go if the monastery that's up front and forward gets taken out. But the big engagement that's going to decide this game should be happening soon, with those Trebs now about to start sieging down the TC.
Yeah, has 2 landmarks remaining, and 4 trebuchets already firing on Numadon's second one.
Not the easiest mass to dive into with 4 mangonels either. A lot of infantry diving on into this. Longbows not splitting enough quick enough. Able to... Oh my gosh!
The mangonel
Good shot onto the longbows. Spears are on top of those elephants. Longbows trying to split their group, trying to hit a couple of the archers onto the backside, not allow the spears to get taken out as quick as they are. But Numadon is having this push. He is not accepting the answer from LucifroN. He wants to end this game, and in this game he does. Able to take a game off of LucifroN. It is now 2-1 LucifroN.
Yeah, so Numadon able to get a point on the scoreboard, setting himself up for a potential reverse sweep. Needs 2 more victories now in a row if he wants to upset up against LucifroN. LucifroN, though, just 1 more victory in order to close out the set in his favor.
Yeah, it's crazy seeing the total resources gathered. LucifroN, you know, he was on water that whole kind of second stage of the game where Numadon wasn't, but he took quite a bit of villager losses, and 10 to 15 of his villagers were sitting there trying to repair the White Tower the whole time. And, you know, that's just a big sink as far as your resources go.
Indeed it is. And the immediate switch up over to land here from Numadon with the raid elephants and the heal elephants just getting so much value in. Next up, though, we're going to be moving over to board land, where it'll be Jeanne d'Arc for LucifroN against the Byzantines from Numadon. That is one that we've seen multiple times now today, and yeah, so far it's like JD yet has to find the way to, you know, get a victory in there.
Yeah, Kiljardi had a really good start against the Byzantines, picked off quite a few villagers, but Byzantines just still proved to be too effective against that matchup. But let's see if LucifroN has a different story. We talked before this series even started, and we were starting to look at these matchups. We said LucifroN, he loves playing with his cav, he loves utilizing that mobility, showing off his micro, and JD is the perfect civ to do exactly that.
Indeed, she is, and we'll have to see just exactly how the spawns are going to be this time around again. As we notice that they do have a big impact on how Byzantines can play that game.
Yeah, and I mean, there's definitely a couple different options. We saw a greedier opening with 4 cisterns. We saw a little more conservative opening with 2 cisterns. But enough of that. We will see what Numadon decides to do, spawning in on the west side after taking a game back into the series. Down 1-2 is Numadon on Byzantines. Over on the east, LucifroN with the lead 2-1 is playing JD.
Here we go. Looking at the spawn, Byzantines this time around. I still have the main berries, or the initial berries, in the back of base. Look at these forward berries here. If you're really greedy, you go for a forward Grand Winery, but honestly, that is...
No, against JD? No.
That is way too greedy, I want to say, like, especially against JD. But if you're really greedy, if you want to lose, that is what you would be doing. But it's going to be a lot more difficult here in this one for Numadon to get control over these forward berries, not just with the Grand Winery, but later on just with a normal mill and an outpost. Very easily approachable by LucifroN.
Yeah, both previous Byzantines games we saw, they had back berries and then double back berries after it, as well as a back gold vein. There is not the same here for LucifroN on his side. Even the berries and gold to the north, it's not easily wallable, where we saw a lot of the other maps, even though it was baldlands, to be a little bit easier walled than what we see the spawn for him.
Yeah, a little bit easier walls there on the side with the additional wood lines that have spawned in this generation.
Yep, and we will see what JD choice LucifroN goes up with. We saw 2 different games with 2 different options. We saw the warrior path and the hunter path, so we will see what LucifroN chooses.
I think
no way.
Might be...
No way. No way.
I mean,
he's gonna do it.
I think he's gonna do it, Dabson. Yeah, I think he's gonna go for it.
Well, this could be a quick game number 4 here.
Yeah, either way around. I mean, it's gonna turn basically 1,500 resources worth of olive oil into like 2,500 with the Grand Winery nearby. It's a lot of value. It is a lot of value. Wait, is one of the berries a larger one? I think they're both small ones, right? Like they're both normal 6 berry bushes. Yeah, they're both normal. Okay. So nothing too crazy. It's already good value, but nothing too crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's still quite a bit of value that you could see. It's just so hard to argue for that path with knights coming out so soon and not having enough to like reinforce and actually secure that location. So Grand Winery is dropped conservatively in the back, but Numadon already setting up that cistern, the 3rd cistern now, but for when he does move out to those berries, if he can secure those, he will be ready to have those buffed up already.
Grand Winery actually
now
coming in the back here. Definitely a safer choice.
It was the needed choice. Unfortunately, I know we all like to see some changes. We all like to see some excitement, but this was a very, very needed choice here for Numadon, or else the game would have been over before it started, it feels like.
School of Cavalry just about to finish on up here. We'll be getting that early night most likely immediately. Scout from LucifroN, from Numudan. Is gonna get... Is he... Oh my god, he's getting sniped out.
He's gone!
And JD got the experience for it as well. Not that it matters much, but...
The experience doesn't matter much, but what matters is usually you're tracking where this first night goes so well, on the point, exactly, knowing exactly where it's going to be. Well, now... Is LucifroN going to hit stone? Is he going to hit gold? Is he going to hit the back berries? The potential woodline swap? You don't know, and now Numadon needs to rush some spears out and needs to focus on a couple locations before expanding to the others.
Eric's getting rushed up now by Numadon. 3 villagers working on that. First night already halfway across the map. Archer follow-up coming up immediately. This time we are getting melee JD. Makes a lot more sense rather than the range JD.
Double broadaxe on the way. We're starting to see, some torches come out on this middle cistern that is up front and forward. But more importantly, Numadon now needs to worry about that first knight knocking on his doorstep. Path of the Warrior.
Coming
in.
The
first game we saw JD just move from bottom of the map to the top of the map, securing both boars for some free XP. LucifroN, being a little bit more aggressive with his JD pathing, wants to just head right for the base, and this is actually so crucial too, because if he goes ahead and takes an engagement knight versus Limitinate, he can do the good old AoE swing and at least do some extra damage on those. Knight does get deterred away, I believe, from the initial...
Oh, Numadon. Nope. He's... Oh. I don't think he's got enough. I don't think he's got enough olive oil. Or does he? Well, first batch of javelin throws could be enough. It used to be enough at 480. Not sure if it got... They nerfed the longbows. I'm not sure if they nerfed the javelin throws as well.
We already have a good amount of archers out for LucifroN. LucifroN does have or Numadon does have enough for that first batch, but you need 2 sets of them to start one-shotting those archers, and that archer number can climb up quickly as we see no end in sight now for the queue of LucifroN. JD watching, knights will be circling, even Archer is here ready as well.
Oh,
good
gets a brace
there from Numadon, and will be able to fully take out that knight. What a big pickup there from Numadon.
Yeah, definitely putting a big dampener on the early aggression from LucifroN. LucifroN's not stopping though. More knights in queue, more archers coming in as well. These early olive groves from Numadon are quite the investment for him as well. Definitely not making this a comfortable play for him, but he's just had to wait for the javelin throwers to be coming in to finally be able to get a semblance of agency onto his berries again. Little twirl getting all of these. Oh my god, that was a beautiful AoE attack there.
Yeah, JD took some damage, but definitely gave some returned fire on the other side. This also allows LucifroN take down a house, be aggressive on the front side where the stone is. A couple of the archers starting to fire on to one of the villagers, which should get out fine, but the knight does circle and able to pick up a villager on the wood line.
Some value in return there.
Numadon just starting to spread himself a little bit thin. JD comes right back. The archer comes right back as well.
Oh.
Big AoE! Oh my god!
A lot of the villagers low health now.
And JD still feeling nice and healthy. Another AoE. Oh my god! Numadon is just feeling the hurt here just from JD on those backside Limited units.
Behind that, more and more archers coming across the map now from LucifroN. He's getting ready for an engagement onto these weaker Limitani now, after JD did her best to rough him up a little bit.
Yeah, and the wood line's starting to get so thin that those archers can start sniping across if the javelin throwers aren't in position to defend it on up. This time, there's a couple knights with JD, so a lot of those lower health units can get cleaned up. Another big AoE! It is absolutely crazy how much value JD's got in this game already.
JD's just farming here. A lot of the archers getting taken down as well, though. A little return value to be gained by Numadon.
Yeah, at least JD was soaking up some of the XP as the archers were able to pick up a few units as they ran on out, but again, leaving himself thin. Villagers on the wood line having to idle out for a decent little bit. We're still seeing more olive groves come in. This has been such a big investment from Numadon here in this early point of the game.
It is. Eventually, they are going to be paying off, though. So for the time being, does spread Numadon kind of thin, but eventually, that could be the beginning of a pretty good farm transition for him. Just a pretty smooth farm transition. No immediate abrupt pull out then over to wood to get the farms out down later.
We do finally see range damage coming through, so those archers will be a little bit more effective here in just a few seconds. Knight number still rather healthy. Second batch of javelins is about to come out, so we will see Numadon getting to the point where he can start one-shotting the archers. Looks like he wants to move back out to the gold, knows he's going to need some investments himself, but this is a scary time to try to make that move.
He does have 8 javelin throws now, so he's going to be able to start one-shotting the archers. Most importantly.
Looks like starting to step up. JD, and we've seen JD have some crazy AoE swings so far this game. Gets taken out to about a quarter. Oh, he thought about it.
A lot of the archers getting taken
LucifroN
down
really
there.
Just needs to thin out that javelin mass, allows those archers to do more good. LucifroN decides it's not that time yet. Numadon, once I mean, he resecured that gold. You saw a decent bit of food sitting in the bank too. Probably wants to try to get closer and closer to this castle age now that he feels like he has a decent wall of defense on up. But the slower units are on that front side for Numadon. Needs to watch out for the back woodline, the back berries, things like that. But what he's taken advantage of this timing that LucifroN had to try to secure those berries we were so hyped about in the early game.
Yeah, outpost going to be coming up. Units stepping forward as well. Up to 10 knights now, 16 archers. Going to be enough to almost one-shot if the shield wall was active. Without it, definitely going to be able to one-shot them.
Javelin throws left on the front side. Villagers pulled back before the outpost got finished. It was so close to getting finished. There's still javelin throwers here. Villagers can't decide if they want to finish the outpost or run on away, and now gives himself enough timing to finish the outpost. JD, though, 3/4 of the way up until the next level.
Oh, villagers on the deer there. Have to evacuate. JD also tanking up some of the javelin shots there as well.
JD trying to just run on away. LucifroN, though, he sees where Numadon's army is. He's going for that wraparound again with his knights. Heads right for the base, right for the economy. 11 knights is no joke. Even if you have, rallying counter units for those knights, you can't effectively take them out without a mass. We do see a villager go down for LucifroN. He's out on those forward side berries, needs to fall back, needs to go back to some safe economy. Forward outpost does get taken down.
So many Limitani, though, reinforcements coming in. Numadon, look at this. He's chasing LucifroN throughout his entire base.
And LucifroN just sends all of those villagers onto I'm hoping a house, then a mill, to be able to start gathering up some food for him again, able to move back over to the wood line again as well. Knights trying to do a wraparound, but there's just so many units here in this army that's forward for Numadon. The Knights don't want to take that fight. That's such value. They might try to take this fight, though. We'll see.
Oh, the brace somehow connects again.
Brace comes in, able to take down one, but we're getting very close to JD level 3 here.
Javelin throws. Having something to say about that, though.
A few more volleys and JD will get that level up, which just could be the timing that LucifroN has been patient and waiting for here.
I'm behind this with 700 gold in the bank. Definitely prepping for eventual castle age. And now knights from LucifroN trying to apply a little bit more pressure onto the base from Numadon.
Yep, units starting to fall back. Numadon might be thinking about castle age soon, but needs to make sure these berry locations in mid-map that he's been on are secure for himself. Another volley comes in. JD not quite in range to soak that XP, though. And here we go. Engagement's about to happen next. Dude. There it is. There's the level up.
It's going to be the champions coming in.
Champions are going to be so tanky right now, so hard for Numadon to deal with. Numadon again runs away from an almost finished outpost because of the army mass that LucifroN was knocking on the doorstep with. Villagers just sitting there watching, ready to try to build that outpost again, but can't go on out to it. JD falls! The men-at-arms still in the middle of that army mass that Numadon has, just being tanky as possible. Archers still sniping out the spears. Knights trying to circle, trying to get on top of the javelins, just haven't been able to do so.
The archer count is falling lower and lower now. We're at 14 javelin throws at the moment for Numadon. 1,300 gold in the bank for him.
Yeah, and I mean, this is one where LucifroN has just kept the Knights alive so well. Every time he's taking these engagements, yeah, he might lose a few archers, but it feels like he's not really losing the Knight number. He's been thinning out the spear mass on the other side too, where it's almost 1-for-1. It's getting close to that that fact if the archers that he has can continue to snipe on down. Does lose a knight there. A little bit of a jinx by me.
Exchange there. Up to 15 knights at the moment. Not enough Limitani at this point, though.
Not by any means. Looks like LucifroN's ready to take the fight. Another AoE by JD, but 3 knights immediately fall. Doesn't look like it matters as of yet, though. LucifroN, he's continuing the push. JD, a big AoE onto the javelin throwers. Villagers have to evacuate the wood line. LucifroN's numbers are still looking very healthy. There is not a big spear mass here anymore. JD, another AoE fire.
Continues to dive deeper into the base. Mutane still getting focused down by the archers. Still so many archers out on the field, and JD, should the TC ever start focusing her, there's just no way that she's ever going to get taken down. So much health on her, so much armor, pierce armor especially.
And the few units that Numadon does have left, they're all at half health or lower, it feels like. Knights will just be able to clean that up so easily. If not Knights, JD with the AoE, or even some of the archers on the backside. So many idle villagers here from Numadon. He wanted to go to castle. He's just been stuck here for so long. He finally drops a market. Maybe he can use some of this gold to buy some food, but at this point, it just feels too late.
Yeah, needs to potentially buy himself all the way up to Castle Age, but also needs to reinvest at the same time. Looks like he bought a little bit of stone there just to get some outpost placement in. Villagers on the stone, though, getting found out. So many
all 4 villagers on the stone fall. Another villager that was rallied to the stone falls. All of a sudden, you look, and LucifroN's at a 17 villager lead now.
Yeah, it's a pretty rough situation at the moment for Numudan. Starting to put some outposts up inside of his base.
LucifroN hasn't had a needful chivalry until now either. He says, all right, now my knights have taken enough damage. I'll get some extra passive healing other than, you know, JD activating her healing ability. Numadon trying to get an outpost just for some extra vision. Damage isn't going to be too much at this point with how many units LucifroN has out, though.
Yeah, it's just been a ton of very aggressive plays at the moment from LucifroN. It didn't look that good in the beginning, but bit by bit they've been adding up to really put just so much pressure on Numadon during these engagements that by now, all this idle time, all of the lost villagers, it's all starting to build up here. LucifroN, he's actually the one that is first looking to go for potential castle age up.
Yeah, and it was crazy thinking, you know, with Numadon dropping those early olive groves consistently, it felt like food wasn't really going to be his problem. But then we kept looking and we're like, he's at 1,200 gold. He cannot get enough food to age up. Kept reinforcing, kept massing on up because he felt like he needed to, and still just didn't have enough units to deal with what LucifroN was pushing with.
Indeed, and now Guildhall is going to be on the menu. 23 villagers working that, so LucifroN really rushing it up. And siege engineering as a follow-up. Will JD heal coming in as well?
I mean, might as well start taking down all of these outposts that Numadon has invested into. You know, allow the knights to go hit economy instead of trying to burn reinforced outposts that just take forever to take down. Immediate double veterancy upgrades in. Ranged armor coming through as well.
Could be now also looking for his own age up. Still just a lot of villagers on gold currently. Doesn't have enough food yet. Go for the age up.
Yeah, and has this berry spot secured at least for the time being. He's been idled out a few times on it though, so might be hesitant to send any more villagers out to those forward berries or the western side berries, because when he did, that's where LucifroN focused.
Veterancy upgrades have now just about been researched for LucifroN, so has veterancy on the archers, on the knights, and also the +2 damage. Is going to be able to do some good damage even up against the javelin throws now. Age up is now going to be able to be put up by Numadon. Just needs to bide himself a little bit more time, but time is not something that LucifroN's going to spare him.
Yep, veteran archers pushing on forward, sniping down all of the units that are left behind. Knights just waiting, watching for their time to shine. There is another good brace by Numadon, but just doesn't feel like it's going to be enough. Another AoE swing from JD, just getting a lot of damage onto the front line, and Numadon allows the Knights of LucifroN to be more effective even against the counter unit. Another big AoE swing. Mass from Numadon is getting erased as the Golden Horn Tower is almost up, almost finished. He needs it finished
It's
so
getting
bad.
cancelled.
It's just...
The villagers have been found out by some knights. Numadon feels the need to cancel it. Tries to put it up somewhere else with more villagers, but
he's putting it up on the front line near the berries. It's the only spot he feels somewhat safe again because of the mass is inside of his base. But look at his population; it is just falling and continuing to fall so fast. He's going to be down at under 30 total units here.
Oh no, he's leading him to the age up. Disaster.
Oh, we even see some torches go down. Numadon has to full commit to this age up or he will not get the full resources back. But we all know this is all but game over. Numadon, he wants to stay in it. He doesn't want to have to end the day like this. But LucifroN is ready to close this one out.
Absolutely relentless. 4 more units coming across now. Still knights in the queue. And villagers that were left behind. Going the way of the dodo there.
Yep,
that's going to be just JD.
Golden Horn Tower just not able to be finished on up still. Numadon, though, he's not giving up. He thinks there's a way back in this game. We know there's not, but it is not always apparent from the player's point of view. Finally throws in the towel. 3-1 victory here for LucifroN.
Very, very solid performance here from him. The first time today that we're going to be seeing JD victorious up against the Byzantines. And LucifroN putting up a good show here in this one. Economy count, we can tell. Numadon just losing more and more villagers all throughout there. It's just all of these tiny little raids that all add up in the end, giving LucifroN the entry into Numadon's base and just, yeah, ultimately taking the superior trades with the engagements.
Yeah, and a good final set of the day. What an exciting day. None of the games really felt overly one-sided. Even the one that was the 3-0 by Beastie versus Demu. Demu was in there for the first 2 games. Third one, maybe not so much, but always good casting with you, Crackety. I know that we are actually skipping out the last interview of the day, not because of how long the stream went, but because we're feeling for LucifroN. He's feeling a little bit under the weather. He wants to get some sleep, try to get some rest and recovery for tomorrow.
Exactly. Speaking of tomorrow, let's take one final look at the bracket just so we get everybody caught up on what is going to be happening here tomorrow, as tomorrow is going to be the day where the last player is going to be able to qualify for the Red Bull Wololo Londinium. 1 spot remaining. So we're going to be taking a quick look at the bracket here. Tomorrow the semifinals are going to be Papipo up against LucifroN and Beastie against Anatan. The winners from those sets are going to be facing off against each other for the last final remaining spot for the Red Bull Wololo Londinium LAN in London.